Welcome to the Celtic Llama. I'm going to be showing you how I assemble my Valentine's Day cat pattern. For this pattern, I ended up using 14mm safety eyes, 14mm safety nose, pink and white yarn, a tapestry needle. I show this stitch marker, but that's not the one I'm going to use for this tutorial. Some scissors, and my handy dandy size G 4.0mm crochet hook. Now with any project that starts with making a stuffed animal, you always start working in a magic circle. Making stuffed animals has always been one of my favoriteest things to make. I have so many stuffed animals that I've created over the years in my house. It's awesome. So this green string that you're seeing, this is actually my stitch marker that I use to let me know what row I'm on. And I just weave it in and out as I go. And then once I finish my work, I just pull it out. So it ends up being really easy. It makes it so much easier for me to be able to count what row I'm on. It's just one of those little tricks of the trade you end up learning over the years of crocheting. My first project I ever did, I used a regular stitch marker and completely messed it up. So here you see me crocheting the head of my Valentine's Day cat pattern. And we're going to fast forward a little bit, and you see how that green string's just been kind of weaved in and out. And how you would count it is each green that shows is an odd number, and each one that's pink is an even number. So you just count up from there. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and attach my cat safety eyes. And I'm counting which row that my eyes are going to go in between. So I'm just going to kind of draw my line over to where the first eye should go. Just pop it in. And for this pattern, I have them 9 stitches apart. So I'm just going to kind of count across. Now the one thing to keep in mind when attaching eyes to a project is they're going to kind of look even/uneven because your work is kind of at an angle when you crochet in the round. But it's just one of those things that I notice a lot because I crochet a lot. But for the average person looking at it, they probably won't even notice. So here I'm just kind of flattening it out, seeing how I like the eye placement. It looks good. So I'm going to grab my the backing for the eyes. I'm just kind of adjusting, seeing how I like it. So with the backing of the eyes, you'll see that you have one part that sticks out and one part that sucks in. That part right there is what you want to go against the eyeball. So I'm just going to shove that on and then make sure that the eye is straight and then press firmly to lock it in place. And this is what keeps them as safety eyes, is so if you're tugging on the eye itself, it's not going to pop off. So it just is kind of like a choking hazard prevention if this ended up going to a child or something and they can't just rip out the eyes and try to eat them. So I press them in firmly. I'm content with how they look. If they end up a little bit skewed or a little bit facing the wrong way, you can easily just kind of twist the eye to get it to where you want it to be. So here we are at the end of the head, and we get to pull the string out. So satisfying. I've already put the stuffing in it. I'm just kind of taking in look at and see how I like the shape. Making sure the eyes look right. All right, we got the head done. The head, the ears, the front feet, the back feet, the tail, and the body. So back to the head, we're gonna go ahead and attach the safety nose. It's the same premise of the safety eyes. You want it to be even and down just enough so it ends up giving your cat's face that nice look. And then again, we just pop the back on. And this one's a little bit different. It has ridges on it, so you got to make sure that you pop it all the way to its tightest ridge. And see, it's a little crooked, but I just kind of twist the nose, get it the way I want. Take a look at it. I'm happy. So now we're going to attach the ears. And you want the ears to be back almost in the middle to the side of the head. And I'm not an expert sewer honor of things, but I enjoy this nonetheless. And I don't stuff the ears because the ears I don't want them to be chubby ears. I want them to kind of be slender ears. And here we go, we got the ears done. So now what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna make some incisions from the bottom up. And what this is gonna do is I'm working on giving the face some better shape. So I'm just gonna weave in and out with my tapestry needle and the same color of yarn as the cat's face. And we're gonna go down and through the bottom. So then what we do with our two strings is we pull them, and you see that it kind of gives some defined shape to the cat's face. The eyes are more sunken in, and the nose is more predominantly pointed out. So what I'll end up doing is just taking those two little bits of string that I use to weave through, the tails of it anyway, and I'm going to tie them in a knot. Pulling it kind of snug, but not too snug. And we'll just secure it. So when you're doing stuff like this for crocheting and trying to give things more depth, you never want to pull it too tight. And also, if you're not too happy with it, you can always adjust how the stuffing sits inside the face. So that's kind of what you see me doing now, is I'm pushing more stuffing towards the bridge of the nose of the cat. And I'm also going to cut my loose strings. So I'm just kind of adjusting, looking at it. My camera doesn't quite pick up the depth of its face. But at an angle you can kind of see, there we go, how it changes the way it looks. So next I've attached its body. I'm just fussing with my stuffing again. I'm always kind of trying to mold it in the direction I want it to go. After that, we attach its front feet. And what I end up doing with my string is I'll insert my needle through the body and then trim it. That way my loose end is actually inside the body itself, so you never end up seeing it. Oh no, it fell forward. Ah! His two little front feet. Now for his back feet. And his back feet get stitched on about the middle of the body. You kind of want to even with the ears in a diagonal line, horizontal line. And again, I'm just securing my yarn, and I'll insert my needle through the fabric and down the bottom, and then I'll trim it. That way my end is hidden again. Bloop. So now we got his cute little feet, and you can see how he's gonna sit. My webcam's a little close, or my camera's a little close to the design, so you kind of just get this nice top aerial view. Lastly, we want to stitch on the tail. And now the tail's crocheted, so it'll end up having a nice curve in it. So I'm just making sure I like the way it looks, that it's going to curl the way I want it to. I'm happy with it, so I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off the tail, just like I do with everything else. And now our Valentine's Day cat is complete. And he turned out super adorable. Or she, or it, whatever you want your cat to be. But you can really see how it ends up sitting upright. Its face has its depth, its tail has its curve. I really hope you enjoyed this video of crocheting with me.